Today's episode is brought to you by Greyblock Pizza. Greyblock Pizza is a specialty pizza shop, and it's a shop where you can get that pie, boy. So what I'm saying to you is go get it. If you think you can get some, then you can. Greyblock Pizza, 1811 Pico Boulevard on the way to the beach in Los Angeles. Greyblock, get that hitter. Today's guest is the host of the Bert Cast and has a new comedy special on Netflix, which you should check out right now, called Hey Big Boy. It's the big boy himself, Mr. Bert Kreischer.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories.
Did he really? I've seen him swimming before. I've seen the way he swims. I'm not surprised he stroked his way into something. He swims well, but not like I would swim.
You'd think those basketball players would be Olympic swimmers.
Yeah, well, you could really, first of all, getting in the pool, you're a third of the way there.
Dude, I had a joke. Tell me when you're rolling.
We are.
Okay, perfect. I had a joke in my last special, Secret Time. Not this special, Hey Big Boy, which is streaming right now. Right now.
Yeah.
In my last special, this is a true story. Ralph Sampson. Do you remember Ralph Sampson?
Ralph Sampson, basketball player, died of cocaine?
No, that's that's Len Bias.
Len Bias.
Close.
Oh, R.I.P., man. He died, bruh.
Houston, Twin Towers.
Yep, Ralph Sampson. This is a true story. It was, by the way, it was the end of my Netflix special, so no one watched it. Mm-hmm. But he gave a speech to us when we were in Villanova for like basketball camp, and the two takeaways was, number one, he works hard. Number two, he can't swim. Mm-hmm. That was he never learned how to swim.
Work hard, can't swim. It's his new special.
Yeah, work hard, can't swim. He said the whole time his sisters learned how to swim, he just practiced dribbling a basketball. Never learned how to swim. And my whole thing, I'm sitting and listening to the speech, and I go, who the fuck needs to learn how to swim when you're 7 feet tall? Anywhere in the pool, you're still halfway out of the water. That's true. But by the way, these basketball players would make such great swimmers. Manute Bol, that fucking stroke, he'd be scraping his knuckles on the bottom of the pool. He could grab onto the pool and just drag himself across.
Oh, he's built like Slender Man, dude. You ever seen?
I have seen Slender Man.
Manute Bol is very much built like Slender Man.
Let me turn my fucking phone off. I love turning my phone off these days.
Oh, it's so nice. I was just in Maui, man. My phone was off a lot.
You were in Maui?
Yeah.
I love Maui.
Dude, how nice is it?
By the way, all this happening is Siri is going, you love Maui?
Yeah. Dude, the phones won't even go off. If you set your phone and say, hey, Siri, turn my phone off, you can't do it.
I don't know how to turn an iPhone off.
Yeah.
I've never turned it off. You just hold this button, right?
You have to hold both buttons, other top button.
Oh, for real?
It's that screen grab button, too, the whole time. You have to hold it for like 3 seconds.
Oh, there you go. I've never turned my phone off. It says a lot about my personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this corona shit virus going on, and my phone was like, you've actually spent 60% less time on your phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's because of the special, and all press was taken away.
Oh, yeah.
Zero press, dude.
But now, were you excited because people are at home? They need something to watch.
I wouldn't say excited because it's true, but like my parents and all my parents' friends are at home, but they're not home like in a fun way. Like they're in a home like in a scared way. And so for me, I would much rather have done the press I had set up, done the promotion I had set up, all the marketing I had set up. Dude, I had such a fucking great plan. I was going to do the Call and Sick to Work show. I texted you about that, right? Mm-hmm. Call and Sick to Work show yesterday, St. Patty's Day. Doors open at 10, show starts at 11. Me, Bill Burr, Jim Jeffries, Sebastian Maniscalco, you, D'Elia, Tom Segura. The list goes on. Joe Coy, everyone, right?
Wow.
Didn't release the names on the tickets. Just send it out to my fans on my phone number, 323-208-0844. Send it out to them, said, get tickets. Sold out immediately. Do a live podcast in the OR. Tiger Belly. Oh, my God, who wouldn't see that live? Me and Bill Burt live in the OR. We had all this shit planned, and then they called
huge.
They called it. And by the way, now this is the inside baseball part. This is where my brain works. Mm-hmm. David Spade, Norm McDonald, stop by for the Call and Sick to Work show. Oh, David was touch and go. But yeah, my plan was, this is the way my brain works. You throw in this Call and Sick to Work show. You split all the money with the comics. You don't need the money, right?
Right.
You tip all the money out to all the comics. And then all you ask for all your friends is, yo, give me a shout out on your social media. And then you get in front of like 70 million people on Instagram, fucking 20 million people, 100 million people on Twitter that'll go, hey, check out my boy Bert Kreischer. He's got a special streaming. That's my marketing.
Boom.
Coronavirus, I did not fucking.
It took you.
Whatever.
Do you feel like slighted? Do you feel taken advantage of?
No, I'm cool.
Do you feel like coronavirus is? Are you really 100% sold on it?
Yeah. Here's what they just came out today, and they said like blood type O doesn't get it. Like you may get it, you may be a carrier, but you don't feel it. That's by the way, news is always changing. I'm not a fucking doctor,
right?
But yeah, I mean,
who said it? Dr. Gupta? That guy always trips me out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see the horse side of Sanjay Gupta because he was one of the 5 doctors going, "Hey man, can you get me on your TV show? Can you get me on your TV show?" But he always seems cool and collected, like He's
such a thought, bro. He's such a fucking. I know he's such a thought.
He was hip Indian way before hip Indians.
Yeah,
dude. Sanjay Gupta is probably the first famous Indian guy.
Bro, how easy is it to be a hip Indian though? It's like it seems like the easiest thing to do. Dude.
No, it's got to be hard because your parents don't want you to be hip Indian.
Oh, no, there you go. Okay.
So like Russell Peters, hip Indian.
Yeah.
MIA, hip Indian.
This guy named Shank that I know. This guy that used to go to UCLA. Dude is hip, bro. He wears like 4 pairs of sunglasses, man. He's fucking hip. Pulls out his wiener, sunglasses on it. Yeah.
It's the thing about Indians you don't know. Stereotype that they don't get out there. Big dicks.
Nuh-uh.
Really big dicks. Russell Peters told me. Well, I guess
really?
That's probably like a. I'm taking it from the guy.
Yeah, dude. You gotta learn.
He's like, I don't know if you know this, but they got big dicks. And you're like, shut up. Are you serious?
Bro, everybody's starting to get on this big dick train, I feel like,
big
man.
dicks used to be, that was a way to oppress minorities, is to say, they did it with the Jews first. I don't know if this is 100% true.
Yeah, don't worry, dude. Okay. This whole podcast has gone that direction already. So I think we're safe, dude.
The Egyptians said it about the Jews. They have big dicks. I don't know if you've seen Ari Shafir's dick. It's fucking massive. He's got a big fucking dick.
Really?
A really big dick.
But also, he looks like he would have a dick that doesn't look right.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and his balls look weird, and his asshole bleeds.
Yeah, dude. Oh. So, yeah, if I'm his dick...
Can you imagine fucking Ari Shafir?
You think his dick's longer? It looks like it's trying to get off of his body, because that's 2 totally different things, man.
Oh, and he's got dick that goes right off the body. Like, his dick is right off the body.
Right.
My dick's got body around it, like pushing it back.
Yeah.
So, like...
Oh, okay. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, like
so your dick's almost being held back by the sides of it.
It's got pubis going like crowding it, like it's his boys going like,
oh yeah,
come on man, get him, and hair and everything. Like, come on man, get back in here. No. My body looks like it's stopping my dick from a fight.
Oh damn, dude.
No. Hold it back, man. Hold it back,
bro. Hold it back.
Oh, why the fuck? Where was that fucking joke? God damn it. And here I did
That's good, man. You could use it next time, man.
I'm using it.
Dude, my dick definitely has a look.
Oh, you have a big dick. I've already heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
What? You know who.
Not a man.
I know. Our mutual friends.
Who, dude? Tom and Bill?
No.
Oh, my God. Look at Ari's dick right there. That is...
And by the way, that's not fluffing. Like, that's unprepared. That's just... straight street dick.
He has such a Holocaust body, doesn't he?
Oh,
kind of like,
his dad was in
but
the
jacked Holocaust.
His dad was in the Holocaust.
Was he really? Oh
yeah,
man, I'm sorry then.
Just for vacation though.
Oh, I can see that, dude.
After Ari drugged me, I said, I don't blame Ari, I blame Hitler.
For the drugging?
Yeah, because Hitler did that shit to his dad, and his dad probably wasn't the greatest dad, and then he turned into Ari.
Right.
So ultimately, it all falls on Hitler's shoulders.
It all goes back, man. That's the thing. You have to stop the cycle.
Yeah.
You got to stop the cycle of hate. You got to stop the cycle of trouble. It's always a cycle. Someone always learned it from somebody else.
Oh,
learn the dirty
100%.
behaviors.
The M word. First time I ever heard the M word, I was in first grade. And these black kids came into our neighborhood. We live in like a poor white neighborhood, and there was a poor black neighborhood, and like across Nebraska, or not Nebraska, I forget.
Well, dude, that's pretty far then. If you're thinking,
no, that was the street name, not the.
Oh, right on, bro.
Yeah, and so
I'm like, damn, this dude did not live by black people. If he said they fucking lived a state away.
So they
I'm
were,
like, wow.
They were in
bro.
Nebraska and we were in Florida, and it was scary, man. I gotta be honest with you, it was touch and go at times.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
I mean, we heard stories.
Oh yeah, the rumor mill. I saw a note in a bottle one time in the river. Yeah, it was crazy.
Watch out for the blacks. Yeah. They're coming. And they look over your shoulder real quick.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Oh, the N-word? Somebody said it?
So these black kids lived across this main street from us, and then they came into our neighborhood, I guess, and stole my football. My football had a Duke Jr. with a shoelace, a tan shoelace as the strings we used to play in the street. Mm-hmm. And so the string for the shoelace ripped. My dad replaced it with a tan shoelace. It was very distinguishable, and a little part we couldn't tie it, so there was a little like part of the shoelace sticking out. Yeah. So they came into our neighborhood and they asked if they wanted to play us some football, and they had my football. Mm. And these two brothers, Daryl and Darren, were like, yo, they must. I mean, when I remember this story, I feel like they were 18, 17. They were probably just like 10 and 11.
Yeah.
And I was 6.
Yeah.
And they were like, yo, that's his football. And they were like, no, this is his football. This other little black kid. And they're like, fight him for it. And I was like, I'm first grade. I was not fighting anyone. I was wearing a loincloth and knee-high moccasins.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
Damn, he's fighting your sexuality, bro, at that time.
My dad's like, get him some knee pads. He's going to be sucking dick. So...
Yeah.
So...
And he's going to need knee pads to do it. What a pussy. That's the crazy part, man. What about the good old days, man? When you would suck dick with no
your knees and you
pads.
suck a dick. Be a man about it.
Yeah, bro. Support the union. You freak.
What kind of gay guy puts on knee pads?
Yeah, dude.
Suck a dick like a man.
A backup gay dude. That's
You mind if I pull my socks up?
Dude, that's hilarious. You mind if
Oh my god. Pull my socks up. I don't want to skin my knees when I suck your dick. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, man.
Do you mind if I pull my pants down for some cushioning on my knees? Oh, fuck.
Mind if I take my shirt off and just tie it around both of my knees?
Hey, is it cool if I take my shoes off and put my knees in my insole?
Like, damn, dude. I don't even think you shouldn't even be gay, little guy.
By the way, anyone who does that, you're like, this isn't your first time sucking dick. You do this a lot. Just sitting on your kneeling on your fingers.
Bro, actually, if you had to blow some dude, that's not a bad. Like, I would go through all of those things before you gotta have some ways to get out of it. You know?
I've gone down on my wife on the side of the bed with my knees on the wood floors. And
that's
like,
crazy. Huh?
Grab a pillow, put them under your knees.
Yeah.
But anyway, so these black kids come in the neighborhood and they're like, fight this kid. And I was like, I've never been in a fist fight. I don't want to be in a fist fight. And then Daryl and Darren looked at me like, are we gonna have to do this for you? And in my head, I was like, give him the fucking ball. I don't care. My dad already bought me a new one. And then they got into a fight. They get into a fight. Daryl fights one of the dudes, or Darren, one of the younger one fights a black dude, and they're all. It's like 5 black kids and then 7 white kids or 8 white kids, more white kids because our neighborhood. And the dad comes out, and the dad starts chanting, "Fight, fight." And we're in a white. White don't win. We all jump in. And then he's hitting me. It's your ball, motherfucker. Chant it. And here I am, just some first grader in a loincloth and knee-high moccasins, just fight. And then I said the word in front of my dad, and it was fucking over.
Really?
Oh, it was
Your dad fought him?
No. My dad took me down to their fucking house. Walked me down, stood in the fucking thing. I said, don't ever talk to my son. I told my dad everything that happened. They stole my ball. This is what he asked me to say. Don't ever talk to my son. And we moved out of that neighborhood a month later. A month later, we were out of that fucking neighborhood.
Because people were using the N-word?
Oh, that was the least of it. We lit a kid on fire. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
We lit this kid on fire, John, and he had a thing, a tub of, like a margarine bowl of gasoline. Mm-hmm. And there was this abandoned house that these people left. And
there always is. Why do people leave in an abandoned house by children?
Dude, they were the funnest. Especially, did you ever break into an abandoned house when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Dude, there was an Asian couple that my friend's parents were watching their house. They had like a dog or a cat or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, you want to go in and see their house? And man, this has got to be 1970, 78.
Praise God,
like
brother.
no one, I mean, not no one, but I'm saying like no one in Florida knew Asians then.
Yeah.
And we went in.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
things were like turquoise, walls were like turquoise blue with big Buddha statues, and like everything was just different. It smelled different.
Swords.
I remember like a samurai in the corner, and you was like, oh, big feathers coming out of vases.
Yeah.
And you were like, whoa.
People were talking to you from behind fans.
Yeah, they had a dog. They had a dog, right? So then this kid one day goes, same house. He goes, yo, hey, want to go swim at their house? They had a pool. And I was like, yeah. We're in first grade. My mom had a station wagon. She drops him off first, comes out, drops me off, and he goes, meet me back at my house with your swimsuit. I'll go back. I'll get us in our backyard. They had a Doberman Pinscher.
Oh, yeah. They don't have that many of those anymore.
No one's got a Doberman Pinscher. You know what it is? I talked about my special, but it's purebreds. Purebreds they're all fucking dying out.
Oh yeah, they got like a Dober Doodle or something like that.
They had to mix them because the purebreds were getting all these fucking problems in their body because they were breeding, like overbreeding. It's same thing as Hitler. If Hitler won the war, blonde chicks would be walking around with hip dysplasia.
Damn,
Anyway,
really?
Yeah.
I have
Hey,
dysplasia.
it's in a special. You like that joke? Nice.
I have dysplasia.
In your hips?
Yep.
You Brody
Like
Stevens.
an Australian Shepherd.
Brody Stevens had dysplasia.
Really?
Do you walk odd?
Yeah, kind of a little bit. If I have to walk for a long time, like if I have to walk for a couple miles, it gets bad.
Really?
Yeah, just like I kind of get that shake, I think it's cute, but it hurts.
I think it's cute.
It hurts a little, but yeah. But anyway, enough about me, man. But yeah, the N word, man, it'll fly out of you.
That's why I a long time ago I used to have a joke where I said I don't say the N word because I care about people. I don't say it because if your tongue gets used to it, if you say it a bunch behind doors or whatever, and you feel comfortable saying it, one night you'll get drunk and your tongue it'll slip out of your mouth, and you'll be in the wrong fucking place. My daughter.
I don't say it first. That's my rule, dude.
You don't say it first.
No, I never say it first. Somebody else has to say it, bro.
If someone says it, you go. If someone says it, you go. All right, we're good. We're good.
No, I'm just saying. You can't ever be the person to say it first, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. But I think like a lot of stuff where you can't use you can't use the word, right? Like I get it.
Yeah.
But I think also like I think oh fuck, I can't remember what I was gonna say, man. Yeah, you just don't use the word anymore. I think the only place that still really uses it is mostly music these days. I don't hear people say it anymore.
I don't hear anyone say it. I heard white people say it growing up in the South. I mean, all of us that grew up in the South heard it.
Yeah.
And heard white people use it at a McDonald's or some shit, and there was no cameras around, so no one got outraged. But yeah, the only place you really hear it's music. I mean, my bus driver's black, so I hear it all the fucking time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I told the girls one time. The girls were in the car and they go, "Dad, you want to hear a joke?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they tell me the joke and they're like, dot, 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 dot. And then the punchline, they're like, "He's a midget." And I was like, "Hey, guys, you can't say that word." And they're like, "Why?" I go, "Because it's like a bad word." And they're like, "No, it's not." And I go, "No, it is." And they're like, "No, we're just describing a person." I go, "I understand that. But you can't say it because if you say that word and someone's, a little person, they hear it, it might hurt their feelings." And my daughters looked at me and they're like, "They're not in the car, Dad. It's just us." And I was like, "Yeah, you'd think it would work that way." Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. And then Brad Williams came to my house, and I was like, go bring the girls in the man cave. I go, "Hey, why don't you tell Brad that joke?" And they lit up like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Wow, calling you, putting him on the spot. Yeah, dude, I remember I remember fishing with a black buddy of mine named Devin, and he went to jail actually for murder or alleged murder.
Really?
But we were fishing, and some kids were up on on this railroad track, like up this embankment from this river, and they started throwing rocks and calling us the N-word, right? And I'm like, not me, you know what I'm saying?
You're kind of back to the back of the boat. I think they're talking to you, Desmond.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, bro,
you're aiming horrible. You're hitting both of us.
Yeah. But I remember that was scary, man. I mean, yeah, you definitely had some people that I think racism is just kind of it's just definitely
how crazy would it be if black people couldn't get coronavirus?
Someone said that they can't, but then Idris Elba got it.
I know.
Somebody said gay men can't get it. There's a lot of information going around.
Gay men can't get it?
That's what I heard. But then I think Siegfried Roy got it. Can you see that? Magician gets corona? Or alleged magician?
Why wouldn't they just go, ta-da, I don't have it anymore. Siegfried Roy got corona? They're dead, man. If they get corona, they're dead.
Yeah.
Magician gets corona.
Sandy Garber's aging magician.
Is that his thing? He's the aging magician. He's like, oh, my leg hurts so bad. Oh shit, a dove came out of it.
He just stands there on stage and he's like, I'm aging.
Yeah.
We can all do that.
Yeah. Look at this. I just got older. Ta-da.
When I was growing up, you knew not to say the N word. If somebody beat your ass, that's how you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the litmus. It was like that's how you learned about it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, somebody said it, somebody got their ass beat, and then that was it.
It's so funny, man. I never heard it. Like, I mean, I heard it when we lived in that neighborhood, and then I never heard it in our new neighborhood. Never heard it. And then I never heard it. I heard it a little bit in high school, but we had a black friend, Corey Brown, and all the kids that grew up with him would drop the word, but as a like not derogatory, just as like a joke. If it was the like in a Louis C.K. way, if it was the punchline of a joke, meaning towards Corey but very lighthearted, and they were like guys that he grew up with his whole life. And then I heard it a lot in college. I heard it I went to Florida State and we were segregated. It was like FAMU and Florida State. So I heard it a lot in college.
FAMU was more black college?
100%.
Yeah.
And I used to drive the black chicks. They'd call. They always lived in one dorm. It's so funny. I ran into this woman the other day who went, a black chick my age, who went to Florida State. And I said, hey, did you ever take Safe Escort? That's what I drive them around campus in like a K car. Do you remember a K car? Pull up a K car, can you? It was like the fucking biggest beater you could ever have.
Yeah.
I think it's called a K car or a Q car. It's like an old. Yeah. That was it.
Oh yeah, Renault. That's a Renault, isn't it? Chrysler K.
That was what but it was white, and man, what would happen is you knew if the black chicks called on a Saturday night. Because it was just taking people to the libraries where you're supposed to go.
Okay.
But if the black chicks called on a Saturday night, you knew they wanted to go to FAMU from Florida State.
Okay.
And we weren't allowed to drive to FAMU. But once they got in the car, you had to take them wherever they went. So what would happen was they go, we have a pickup at Debney Hall. Based on 111, I have a pickup at Debney Hall. Her name's LaQuisha. And you go, okay. You'd be like, how many passengers? And they're like, just one. That's what they say. And so you'd pull up, and then she'd like wave to you. And you go, hey. And as she waved, they'd pile in the other side of the car. And she get in. They go, we're going to FAMU, bitch. I loved it, though, because I love hip-hop. So I would just talk hip-hop with them the entire time. I learned about Wu-Tang Clan that way. I bought the Method Man album through them. I learned about Suave House, MJG and 8 Ball. It was like,
damn.
It was like the funnest for me because I loved hip-hop.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'd be like, what are you guys listening to? And I was driving them for like fucking 20 minutes, so...
And y'all were listening to what? Hip hop?
There was no player in there. Sometimes they'd have.
And we all wearing seatbelts and everything?
No, there'd be so many people wearing no seatbelts. I was back when seatbelts were like.
People didn't even die back then, dude.
Who wore seatbelts?
Yeah, dude.
I see my kids putting on seatbelts. I'm like, what are you guys? Need knee pads for blowjobs?
What do you got to put your shoes in your knees and your Asics before you blow a guy, huh, kids?
Take out your inserts?
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Yeah, time were just, I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess they had like, I don't know if I felt like I saw a lot of racism. I never hung out in like a redneck type of area. Like I felt like there was also a lot of racism from black to white too. Like black kids weren't like, hey, like us, you know. There was a lot of like anger. It's funny. You always have anger from like previous generations. Like it's always like the shit's always so misdirected, you know. I feel like it's like.
I told a story in one of my specials about my first for Uncomfortably Dumb about one of the first fight, like full blown, not fight. I say fights. Like in high school, there were fights where it was a big fight and you stood on the outside and waited to sucker punch someone, and then there were fights where you got sucker punched or hit with something.
I got punched one time. Yep. Dude, I got hit with some dude hit me with a bunch of encyclopedias, literally A, B, C, dude. And by the time he got to E, bro, I fucking gave up.
You're like, I get it, man.
Yeah, I'm out,
Elephants come from human
I know how this ends, man. I know how this ends,
I know everything about anteaters, aardvarks, bees, caterpillars.
I'm done, man.
The first fight I was in where it was like squared up one-on-one, bro, that is a
Who was the guy?
His name was Donovan.
White guy, black guy?
Black dude, straight state wrestling champ. You know Cowhead. You know Cowhead, Mike Calta, right? Mike Calta found him. He still lives in Tampa.
Wow.
Mike Calta found him on MySpace. This is how long ago that was. Found him and found his daughter and said, we'd love to have you come in studio and corroborate this story. And he was like, how much? And Cowhead's like, nothing. I'd rather just hear the good story. So I haven't heard from this guy. He had an IROC, right? With the string shirts. He would shake his fucking IROC like to warm up for a fight. Just shake it back and forth.
God, that's sexy,
Big
huh?
wheels on the back. So he gets in a fight with this guy. I think the guy's name is Mario, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember really.
Yeah.
He gets in a fight with this guy Mario, and there's a bunch of black dudes around. And I run in to see. I want to watch the fight, right? And I peek my head in, and the second I peek my head in, Mario's unconscious. He knocked him out clean, and he's holding his hair. And as soon as I put my head in, they go, "Here's another one. Get him, Donovan!" And they push me in, and now it looks like I'm on his team. It's because we're wearing the away uniforms.
That's the worst about people outside of a fight. All they want is more fight.
More fighting. Get him. He wants some.
Get him.
And bro, squaring up to a dude, and I had never squared up. I had never I was just trying to apologize, and then I realized, he was just gonna beat me up.
Squaring up's the worst, dude. Especially if you've never done it. Which foot do you put first?
Left. I was skateboarding.
Left forward.
I was skateboarding.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. What?
I've had to square up twice against two dudes in my life. This other dude I squared up against, I squared up. Dude, you remember the story when we were doing Reality Bites Back? Right when we were doing the So You Think You Can Dive episode. Okay. I drove us all down there. Do you remember that?
Yes,
I drove us all down there.
I remember that.
And the practice day that we had.
And for those who don't know, it was a show on Comedy Central it was a great show to be on. It was a lot of fun. It was a big payday. It was cool. It wasn't a big payday. It was a big payday for back then.
Big payday for you, though.
Yeah, big payday for
Here's
then.
where they fucked up. It was. I'm going to say this number is the wrong number, but it was in my memory. It was like $8,000 an episode.
Yeah.
And so all of us looked at it and we're like, it's a 10 order episode. All of us are like, we're getting 80 fucking grand, and the winner gets like $250,000, whatever, or $100,000.
Yeah.
And then we got there the first day and realized, if you get kicked off, you don't get $8 grand.
Yeah.
And it became cutthroat.
It became cutthroat. So only episodes you were on, you got $8 grand for each episode you were on. And
I remember
each episode somebody got kicked off.
Me, you, I tell this story every time.
I saw Red Grant a week ago.
Really?
In Baltimore, yeah.
He, I think I saw the picture.
He came out to my show. Yeah, it was really cool. It's great to see him.
Oh, I just hung out with him and Donnell. I did an episode of Something's Burning with them, and we ended up smoking weed, just bullshit.
Oh, that's awesome.
The very first day, we're sitting at that mansion outside in Encino. Mm-hmm. It's me, you, Red Grant, Donnell Rollins on the step, if I'm not mistaken. And Kyle Cease came up, and he had the hat that said week 1. He had a hat made out for every week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and he's with Chris Fairbanks.
Yeah.
And he goes, and Donnell goes, "Yeah, son, that's right. You are the week 1." And we all start laughing. And Kyle goes, I think it's spelled different. He goes, no, son, you should have a hat that just says week. And then Kyle goes, Donnell, I think it's spelled differently. And he goes, "Not in my neighborhood." And then Kyle walks away. I go, "Chris," and he goes, "I think I'm next," and just walked away.
Dude, Donnell was so funny, bro.
Me, you, and Red Grant got naked in the bathtub with Lunel.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, I got full-blown naked.
Yeah, you always did.
I got full-blown naked. I got full-blown naked, dick against the glass, and the president, Lauren Correa, was at that shooting, president of Comedy Central. And what happened is, me, you, and Red get passage to the next round. And they go, "Your reward is you get to shower and bathe with Lunel." And so we're like, "Oh, fuck it. We don't care."
Yeah.
And so we go in.
And she's small, too.
I think they gave us
a small body.
I think they gave us cocktails. We were drinking before that.
Yeah.
And she got us in there. Yeah, pull up a picture of Lunel. I ran into her, by the way. I thought she hated me. I ran into her in Montreal and just got fucking wasted with her and had a blast.
Oh, yeah, she's fun. Everybody loves her.
And we got in the bathtub, and Lunel goes, "I'm taking off my drawers," or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And pulls her bathing suit bottoms off and throws them out. And I was like, fuck it, I'm in. So I take mine off. Red takes his off. You take yours off. And then she stands up, and she's still got them on. She had 2 pairs on. And we're all sitting there naked.
Praise God, man. Those are the good old days. Look
God,
at
that
it
was
right there.
Think about how long ago that was.
That show was fun. When year was that? Go back to that information if you don't mind, Nick.
That'd be 2000.
1994.
No,
Derived from 1994. 2008.
wow. I got a special right after that.
2008. Wow.
Someone.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Keep up who got voted off when.
Someone sent me a zip drive that has all the episodes too. I have it on a drive someplace if either of you want that.
I would love to see that.
It was a great
That was
show.
when, like, look, people, I think a lot of people in this business take ownership of when they feel like they discover someone. You know, like there's a lot of agents that do that. I will say without a doubt, me and Amy Schumer became the biggest Theo Von fans in the fucking world. Like, I remember me and Amy looking at each other and being like, you were so funny and it was effortless. You weren't even trying to be funny. You were just so fucking funny. I swear to God, I'd pay $100,000 to have all the footage, raw footage, and cut my own show of the outtakes. Because there were times where you'd leave Michael Ian Black just like, huh?
Yeah,
and we were
nuts,
crying, laughing.
He was like a white supremacist, I felt like, the way he dressed.
I remember we go, we were all talking, and we go, so what do you hope the show gets you? What do you hope the show gets you? Oh, I'd love to get a special. I'd love to get 30 minutes. I'd love to get on Premium Blend. And we're like, what about you, Michael? And he goes, a new basement. And we're like, what? He goes, that's the only reason I'm doing this show. I need a new basement. And we were like, cool.
Yeah, he always had this white supremacist vibe. He just looked too white. Like, bro, white down a little. You know what I'm saying?
He's the least white supremacist.
Really bring up a picture of him.
Which
Look at
He
his
does.
neck.
He does have a vibe of like the bad guy in a Harry Potter movie.
Michael Ian Black.
That's not him.
No, yeah. That's still Lunel, dude. Yeah, he has.
He texted me last night.
Did he?
Yeah, he texted me last night.
He was so funny. Yeah,
Here,
definitely.
I'll see if I can see the text. He literally just texted me last. Oh, I just turned my fucking phone off.
There he is, right there. He definitely looks like he would be giving a speech about, hey, you know.
Here's
sorry.
the problem.
Sorry, I have.
Here's
sorry,
the
I'm this
problem
white.
with women voting.
He looks like he doesn't blink his eyes at night. He
Look
just
at
puts
him and
water
Louis
in
C.K.
them.
What's that one? Michael Ian Black defends Louis C.K.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
MIB's a cool dude, man. I love him.
Dude, he's one of a kind for sure.
He really is, man.
One
And
of a
he's, by the
kind.
way, he's always been sweet. Like, ever since we met him, he's a ball buster, kind of like that's his angle of comedy, but he's always been a very sweet guy. I remember we connected because both our wives are older than us. And
Really?
Yeah. And his wife's older than him, and my wife's, I think me and MIB are the same age. And did you ever see his TV show, The State?
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, I want to dip my balls in it. That was the best, dude. How great was that?
It was the greatest fucking show. I feel like what I'm hearing is you don't like the tacos. No, I love the tacos. In fact, they're the best tacos I've ever had. Dude, that show was so fucking great. Did you ever see 1,000 Pounds of Pudding? Oh yeah. Oh, dude. I could watch that show. That was one of my favorite shows. That was the first time I really got comedy.
Wow.
Type in Pudding the State. Yeah. There you go. I think it was $240 worth. I'm sorry, I said 1,000. Every time I tell a story, it's a little bigger. LeVon and Barry.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's that time.
Oh, you know it's that time.
I'm Levon.
And I'm Barry, Sagittarius.
And it's time.
Very Sagittarius.
It's time for $200.
And $40.
Worth of pudding.
Worth of pudding.
Oh yeah. Mr. Boucher, come on in here and let's get a shot of this pudding.
By the way, they were like
Now, that is the kind
18
of
and
pudding that only
19 doing this.
$240 can buy.
Oh yeah. We had the 240.
We had to have the pudding.
Oh yeah.
They were
Now,
kids,
we could have
man.
bought $100 worth of pudding.
And that would have been a lot of pudding.
Oh yeah.
That's Thomas
But
Levin.
we had to go all the way, baby.
All the way home.
With $200.
And $40.
with the pudding.
Worth of pudding.
Oh yeah.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
Barry and Levon, where did you get $240? Oh yeah.
Don't worry your pretty little head about it, baby.
It ain't your concern.
Now, if you excuse me, I got to whisper some sweet nuts in this pudding.
I'll just be over here minding my own.
They were children.
Oh, baby, you know you got it going on.
This is like the silliest shit.
Yeah, silly.
We were in college.
Barry, baby.
Smoking weed, watching this,
Barry, baby,
and
you see what I got
dying
here? What
What have you got
laughing.
there?
Well, this is
We
about
used to go to parties and go,
Yeah, we did.
like, here's,
I want to dip,
my balls in it. No, I don't want it. I can't. Does anyone have some orange juice? I've got some orange juice. I want to dip my balls in it. That guy, Ken Marino.
Yeah.
You ever run into people like you were fans of as a kid that are fans of yours?
I run into this lady from In the Heat of the Night. Can you bring up a picture of that show, actually? She played Althea Tibbs. You ever see her in The Heat of the Night?
Of course, yeah.
Heat of the Night.
Is that with the guy from Archie Bunker?
Yep, Carol O'Connor.
Yeah.
He's buried right near my apartment. Althea Tibbs right there.
Oh, I know Althea Tibbs. Wait, Althea Tibbs has been in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Wait, where did you meet Althea Tibbs?
Can we get to her wiki maybe? Yeah, that's her, Anne Marie Johnson. She lives in Los Angeles. Yeah, I met her. She's seeing a man. But when I saw her a couple times at different restaurants. I accosted her mildly outside of the credit union, outside of the SAG-AFTRA credit union. Just a huge fan. Yeah, look at all the stuff she's been in. Million things.
Oh, my God. Dude, she's still working.
She's worked forever. But, yeah, she looked great, and I just told her, I said, hey, I'm just such the biggest fan.
She started working before I was born.
That's crazy.
Wow. Matlock.
Matlock was so good.
Man, you talk about, like, the Me Too and all the fucking racism and fucking sexism in Hollywood. Imagine the shit she had to deal with. And I bet she'd appreciate the fact that we at least acknowledge it. She started in 1971. 1972 to 76, she was on Matlock Police. Mm-hmm. That was when I was born. And then
she was on Different Strokes.
She was on Different. I guarantee you, she dated Willis.
Oh yeah,
I guarantee it. I met Arnold one time.
You did? From Hey Arnold?
No, Arnold. No, from
Arnold who? Not Arnold Palmer.
No, Arnold from Different Strokes. Arnold, wasn't that his name?
Willis.
No, the little one.
Oh,
Gary Goldman.
No,
not
Gary
Coleman.
Gary
Coleman.
Gary Coleman. Yeah, he died.
Gary Goldman died.
Gary Coleman.
Oh,
yeah. No, Gary Goldman is teaching people how to fucking be comedians over daily tweets. Okay, if you haven't seen
right.
That was
Gary
2019.
Coleman. Jesus Christ,
sometimes
bro.
I see his advice and I'm like, I don't think I'm doing comedy right. I'm not writing at all. Yeah. Tag it 9 different ways. I tag it once and it's good to go.
I don't know what that. Yeah, that's.
I met Gary Goldman. Gary Coleman. I met Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman died. Will you look that up, please, Nick?
Yeah, he did.
It was a kidney failure.
Oh, he really did.
Yeah, because he had the little guys get kidney problems. Mm-hmm. So I think that's how Mini-Me died. I think that's how Tattoo died.
Oh, he's a beautiful young man too. He died in Utah at 42.
Oh my God.
You know, they gave him a lot of grief towards the end of his life. Remember all that? They put him in a show called Midgets vs. Mascots at one point. Remember that? Can you imagine the Michigan State Trojan fighting a couple of midgets off outside of a bakery or whatever, wherever they shot it? Look at this.
Midgets.
I love how Hollywood acts like regular people are the problem when they're doing shows called Midgets versus Mascots.
Here's my question. Who at the University of Michigan was like, yeah, I think that's a good look for our school. Let's have him beat the shit out of a midget.
But what are you going to do if a bunch of little people show up and say, "Hey, this is the show we want"? You have to be supportive. What do you do?
No, you think the midgets picked it? Why would they pick someone they definitely can't beat? Wait, how do I get Midgets versus Mascots? I gotta see this.
Oh man!
Wait, Scottie Pippen's in it?
Yeah.
Ron Jeremy?
Jason Mewes?
Yeah, I think they put regular hided people into the mascottery, into the uniforms.
Oh my God! I will definitely watch Midgets versus Mascots.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Can you believe that they have that kind of stuff, dude? Do you think that there's gonna be that we'll be able to get back to regular humor after this coronavirus thing?
I think it's going harder. I think we're gonna go harder in the paint.
Yeah.
Because right, like I'll tell you right now, when we were editing this special, I have who is she?
She got a question for us actually. We'll get right into that about your statement. Let's get this question real quick right here from Allie.
Semi-related to what you guys are talking about.
Okay.
Hey Theo, hey Bert, this is Allie from Niagara Falls, Canada calling.
Turn it up, man.
Question for Bert. Wondering if there's any topic that is off limits or off the table regarding your daughters or your wife in your comedy. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Thank you for everything. Gang, gang.
Game, huh?
She's beautiful.
Beautiful lady right there.
Damn.
Nice hand too. Look
I'm
at her
always
hand.
shocked when you see a pretty person that has seen your stand up and you're like, you saw me?
Yeah.
Like I get it if you're like 280 pounds, you got a beard.
You're troubled.
Yeah, and you're like, dude,
you have
been going through some hard
gastrointestinal
times.
issues.
I go, I got you, man. We all go through those hard times.
Yeah.
But man, when you see her, you're like, huh.
What happened?
There's nothing off limit. There's only been one subject that Isla asked me not to talk about, But like I talk about her period, Isla getting her period in the special. They're pretty cool with it. Although I got to be honest with you, I don't know.
You don't know the long-term effects of it.
I don't. I wish I did.
You know? I mean, not in a bad way, but you don't. It's like
I don't, and it's
Dad's gone. He's a comedian. You know what I'm saying? He's dry. He's flying around the country telling people about my period.
I don't.
You know?
I don't. I can't imagine it's gonna be awesome. Like I you don't put any thought into it. Here's how it works: is that like so I'm on the road with at the time it's me, Segura, and Ian Bagger doing Irvine and Brea every Tuesday, Wednesday, right? We're just banging out Tuesday, Wednesday. Not Ontario, just Irvine and Brea. Me and Segura driving out, and then one day you tell a joke. The first joke I wrote about the girls was Isla was a baby, and they woke up early in the morning. I go downstairs. I hear them on the baby monitor. I go downstairs. I'm like, "What's going on? Why are you laughing?" Georgia's in a rocking chair. Isla's naked, and Georgia's like, "Dad, you gotta see baby Isla's new trick." The dog's in between them. Like, I don't fucking know. And I go, "What is it?" She goes, "I don't want to spoil it for you." Isla, show Dad. And Isla takes her finger, shoves it up her ass, and puts it in the dog's mouth. Oh. And that's the first joke I wrote about my daughters.
The Jolly Roger, dog.
The Jolly Roger. We call it the Happy Nazi. Yeah. And so I go, and so I tell that story on stage, and both Ian and Tom were like, "Bro, that's legit funny. It's not a kid joke. That's just a funny fucking joke. Like, we don't have kids and we still like it." And that was where I flipped the switch. And so then Isla's maybe 2 or 3, Georgia's 4 or 5. You start writing jokes about your kids, and they're definitely not seeing it. They're not seeing it at all. And then I do The Machine, and I put all those stories I have in about the girls, and it starts to work. Like, people start to relate to it. I do Secret Time, and that's when they were like, "Hey," like kind of curious, like, "What do you say about us?" And I was like, "It's not a big deal." This one, they were like, "Yo, run everything past us first." And so I had to run the period joke past Isla, and she was.
Wow. Did you sit down and talk to her about it?
I told her. Well, I put it. Here's what me, man. I put it on fucking Instagram stories the day it happened. So the day it happened, she gets her period. She wants to throw a period party.
Do they do that now?
Oh yeah, it's big time.
What?
Oh yeah,
a period party.
Dude, I told part of the story on Conan.
Oh my God,
and
bro.
it went
what
viral.
What is going on,
I told just a part of the story on Conan, and it got 20 million views immediately. So like. She's like, I mean, I don't want to ruin it. Watch this special, but I get all the stuff for the period party. I dress in red.
Like what?
Like fucking red velvet cake. Fucking yeah, dude. That's what I said. That's what I said, dude. You're gonna love, dude. You'll love this bit. You'll love this bit. But my point is, I put it all on Instagram stories that night because I'm laughing. I'm dying laughing, and then I get in bed that night. She comes in. She's like, "Hey, big boy, I need you to take that down." And I go, "What?" I go, "Baby, it's fine. I think it's cool." She goes, "Yeah, I know. I don't mind people knowing I threw a period party, but I don't want kids in my school knowing I had my period."
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." So I pull it all down, and then I go to Louisville that next weekend, and I talk about it. I try it on stage, and just that reaction you just had is the whole room's having it. But the weird part, you know me, I'm a meathead. I'm like a fucking mouth breather. Is women are connecting with it, going like cheering for Isla, which I think is cool. So then I work it out a little bit. I talked to Isla about it, and I was like, "Hey, I want to do a part of that story on Conan." And she goes, "Why?" I go, "I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. I think that the thing that you're doing is going to be good for little girls, and other little girls will see it. And if the trauma that when Georgia had her period, she was a fucking nightmare." And I said, the trauma Georgia went through, you can help them avoid that. Because Isla didn't want to go through what Georgia went through, so she just circumnavigated and went, "I'm going to celebrate this moment."
Right.
And so I told her on Conan. She watched it. She was cool with it. But then the next day, my email gets flooded with little girls emailing me, like their parents.
Children?
Their parents are emailing me from their daughters. Like, "This, my daughter wants you to read this," and letters coming into my manager,
Really?
like, "Hey, I was really scared about getting my period. I've been really nervous about it, but I saw your dad's story. Thank you for letting him tell it." And Isla named her period, and they go, "And by the way, we just welcomed Daryl to our family."
Wow.
And so it was like. I don't have any limits. Like, I'll talk about fucking anything.
Yeah.
Whether or not it goes into a special is like another thing, because I gotta run it by them.
Damn.
Like, and I know it's getting touchy for Georgia.
Yeah, because they're I could imagine, but I could imagine that that's a lot going on.
She's 15, and when she starts fucking up, and you want to talk about it, you know she's gonna be like. Can you imagine if all your fuck ups?
I couldn't.
Yeah, and so it's. I don't know, man. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
I won't make it out of this coronavirus, and that's the end of my stand-up.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Here's a white guy right here with something to say.
Yep.
What's up, Theo? What's up, Bert? This is Logan from Sarasota, Florida. My question for Bert is, how excited are you for all that new material you're going to get for being quarantined with both your daughters? It's going to be hilarious. And then my question for both of you guys is, do you ever go back and watch your old Netflix specials and try to build off that for your upcoming shows?
It's a great
Gang,
question.
gang.
That's
Dang,
a great
bro.
question.
It is a good question, man. Oh, the first part he asked just for you.
Yeah, it's only been 2 days, so I'm not super excited yet. It's funny, you start picking out little things that you know that like there will be something that happens where you go, that's not it, but this may be a part of it.
Right.
And so like right now, Isla is obsessed with puns.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you say to her, she replies in a pun. I guess there's some guy on the internet who does puns, and so she loves puns.
Gripless. There's a guy named Gripless that's an artist. You can bring him up.
But
He
yeah,
does really good ones.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you, when you prepare for a special, do you watch previous specials?
I've never watched my old special. I saw it whenever we were editing it and putting it together. I wasn't really I wasn't that stoked about it, but
I loved it.
you did.
I loved it. I watched it on the foot of my bed.
Oh, right on,
And when before we changed our house around, I remember exactly where I was. I turned it on. I watched it on the foot of my bed. I watched you getting ready for it too. Like I remember seeing you getting ready for it at the Hollywood Improv.
Yeah, I was excited. I think that's just my head. It's like you want.
It's everyone's head.
Yeah.
Dude, trust me. I did not. I was so like press has been very weird for this special, and so like because they just pulled all press, so there's no press.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, and it's dude.
Because did you have a lot of places to go that you were lined up together?
I had lined up across the board, and then everything happened, and they just pull all press, and I'm doing 4 podcasts. That's it for the whole special. 4 fucking podcasts, and so.
Well, thanks for coming in here.
No,
man.
dude, thank you.
That's
By the way,
awesome.
hold on. You're one of the few people that didn't cancel on me. A lot of podcasts canceled.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of podcasts were like, no, we're not. You know what? Can we push it like a week and just see what's happening? And I'm like, man, unless someone's, unless you're showing any symptoms. And by the way, everyone's been fucking quarantined. The rule's 10 or under. It's 10 or under, and they're being safe on that. It's 3 of us in a room. He's not even in the same room. No one's touched each other. So like, me and Segura did a podcast this morning. Everyone's like, look, people are fucking working. You can't not make a living or entertain people that are locked up in their houses. This is what we do for a living.
Yeah, totally. And if anything, this is a time to do it. This is a time to be
Dude,
like.
I'm doubling down on podcasts.
If I did have it, I'd come in and do it.
By the way, I wouldn't mind one of us just getting it and spreading it to all of us and going, hey guys, let's really bang these out.
Now we're
let's
done.
start doing sets again.
Yeah.
Just for the infected.
Yeah, now we're done. Yeah, affected only.
Yeah.
I wonder if at some point there will become a line where it's like the affected get to do stuff and the unaffected don't get to do
It's
it.
like a herpes website. Where you're like, man, if you don't have herpes, don't party with us.
Dude, I thought if one day there was like what if one day they come out with a drug where you can live forever, right? But only some people get it, and some people don't. And there's just going to be that crazy like cutoff. Like they're going to decide like, well, you're over 45, you're not even of use, or you're over 60, you're not of use anymore.
Yeah,
so you don't
they
get
kind
it.
of do that already still.
Yeah. So you don't get it, but
Yeah.
under 60 gets it. And the government has it, and it's like it's just going to be this crazy.
Oh, right where they
rift.
draw the line and you got to
Yeah.
fucking pick it.
And there's nothing you can do. And marriages, your wife would be 2 years, 3 years older, or whatever. She can't do it.
Ooh, that's not a bad way to get out of a marriage. But, hey, I mean, it's the law, What am I supposed to do? My point is to yours, because I loved your special, and you think in your head you didn't like it, or you're afraid that people didn't like it or whatever. That's how I woke up. I woke up yesterday morning, St. Patty's Day. I had that big fucking show planned. And what happens when you do press for a special is it really gets your mind off of it. So these first few days when people are sending in tweets and Instagrams and you don't really look at it because you're busy working and promoting and texting and hitting up friends, hey, can you tweet about this? And so then you don't really realize it until like come Friday. And then by the way, come Friday, everyone's there for the weekend. It's your fans hitting you up, so you don't think about it. I woke up yesterday fucking panicked. I mean, all you can remember are the jokes you're not proud of. Is like
yes,
God damn it. And then
true.
This morning was the first time I did any real legit press where I called into radio stations and they were like, oh man, I love that joke you have about beating your wife with a mop. And I'm like, oh, that's a good joke. Or I had a joke that went that they memed like it.
Oh, that's nice.
I wrote it 18 months ago, performed it, filmed it November, and then 50 Cent put it on a meme, and it was like, and I didn't get any credit, but you know it's a good joke when it gets memed.
Yeah.
And so, but you don't think about those. You think about the shit ones, and so it's not until you get fucking texts like from like Segura or Cowhead or like my friends that mean something. They go, hey, the Secret Time, I thought that shit, I was so terrified that special just sucked. That just sucked. That everyone was just being nice to me because I'm a nice guy and people like me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happened to me too. You're just like, oh, everybody's just saying that because people are like, I watched it 9 times. You're like, that's insane. Nobody's ever done that.
Someone's like, I watched it back to back. You're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you making me feel better.
Right.
I remember I did a podcast with Rogan, and he said, I mean, you can find this clip, and you can see the look on my face. It's fucking genuine. He goes, hey, man, I watched your special. It's fucking awesome. And I went, really? Like, it's genuine. Like,
wow.
And I couldn't get past it. I go, wait, you really watched it? And he was like, yeah, it was awesome. And I was like, hold on. Like, I'm looking, like, are you being serious? Like, those compliments are like the way, like Tom Papa said, man, I loved your special.
Oh, that's
a guy
cool.
like Tom Papa says that, and you're like,
His new special is good too.
fucking awesome, man. It's
So
awesome.
funny.
It's clean. It's not like mine. You can't watch with your family.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I have one. What's one joke that you wish you could take out of a past one that you're just like, oh, it's not me anymore, or it just was too, if there is one.
I have, I don't like the way I titled my first special, because it was back before clickbait was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we knew what clickbait was, but we didn't know what it was. And there was nothing really racist in it, but it was like, let's talk about Mexicans, let's talk about blacks. Like, it just seems racist. But
Now some stuff does seem racist now. I'll watch old clips and you're like, oh man, that seems kind of racist now.
Yeah.
But at the time it wasn't at all. It wasn't like, we've also gotten so fucking, in Hollywood have gotten so sensitive on the way that things are like said.
Yeah.
And not the reality of them.
Like, I had a joke. I used to have a joke. My closing joke was about getting blowjobs. I forget how it went, but I remember someone explaining it to me, like showing me from a woman's point of view how that's a tad bit aggressive, and I just did not see it. I was like, I tried the sensitive approach. No, I go, you know what women hate? When you grab them by the back of the head and strong arm them down. I go, you got to see the look on their face. They're like, no. I go, I tried the sensitive approach, sliding it in their mouth while they're sleeping. Just, and you're like, shh, you're dreaming. You're snorkeling in the Keys. Feel the fish bouncing off your chin. So like, I remember this girl going like, it sounds like you're raping your wife. I go, oh no, I'm just fucking her asleep. She's like, and I was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that is a little insensitive. But what are you gonna fucking do?
but that was a different time. You could fuck in the sleep back then.
Yeah.
It's
called the old moccasin.
It was actually, a lot of women were like, thank you for not waking me up to fuck me. Because I didn't even care.
I guarantee you, if my wife could find a way that I
That's a
could
joke,
fuck her while
guys.
she slept, she would take it. She'd
That's
be
what I'm
like,
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of wives
wives,
would
yeah.
consent in advance to
Yeah.
saying yes, please.
I had a joke in one of my specials about, I took it out because it just didn't sound right. Maybe I didn't take it out. It might be a secret time. I go, you ever had sex with someone who didn't want to have sex with you? Not rape, but like ever fuck your wife when she doesn't want to fuck you and she's just like, and you're like, you're not really into this. She's like, no, I don't want to be doing this at all. And you're like, huh, that sounds like rape. And you're like, no, I just want to go to Target and I don't want to deal with an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm probably miswording that joke, but I think I told that in secret time. I don't know.
Yeah, I never had a wife, but I could imagine.
Do you think you'll get married?
I think I would like to. Is it pretty cool?
I love it.
You do?
I love it.
Yeah, you've always been a big proponent of it.
Yeah, but I'm a better married dude than I am single dude.
Yeah. I could see that. You need that net around you. You need that support. You need that when you go home, you got that love, you got something going on, there's something fun.
I can't imagine. I mean, I look at like you and Dalia. I know Dalia's now got a kid, but like I look at you, Dalia, and like that group of guys who all kind of were like untethered. And I go, that must be nice to like go like, I'm going on the road. I'm going to stay on the road and then just go snow skiing and then go into another city. Or I'm going to do a movie and disappear for a month. Or like in times like this where you go, I don't have to worry about like financially, I'm good for a couple years, But now as a parent and these happen, you start worrying about your kids. You start worrying about finances and you're like, I know I'm good, but like for how long like, and by the way, if shit goes sideways, I still got to take care of it. Like, say the economy never recovers, never for like 5 years, and no one goes see stand up. I don't really have any more fucking skill sets,
Right.
But you could disappear and go bartend, be the fucking funny bartender, and make $100,000 a year.
Yeah, man, you'd be way
I'd
funnier
be a pretty good bartender. I take that
Bro,
back.
you'd do you'd be great
I'd
at
be a really
anything.
good bartender.
Yeah. But no, I think there's definitely like, it's definitely, you start to see guys like Sebastian got married and started a family,
Yeah.
you know. You
Brett
start to
Ernst,
see,
married.
Brett Ernst. You see guys start to have kids and stuff, and you're like, oh man, I guess this is something that I have to do if I want to do it, you know. I just have to, at some point I got to start to go down that road, you know.
You still have time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to find the right chick.
You got to find the right chick, and yeah, that's another thing. You don't want to find some muppet, you know. You don't want to find some fucking dust muppet out there who's, you know, copping grams when you're not around or doing shit like that, stealing shit from you, selling your shit.
Have you had chicks like that in your life?
I've had some chicks sell some of my shit, you know.
When you were partying, did you date like sketchy chicks?
I've always kind of dated a couple of real sketch balls. My last girlfriend wasn't sketchy though. I don't know. I've made good girlfriend choices. It's just like the messing around choices where you're like, oh,
Wait, what's the worst?
I gotta get out of this
Don't
apartment.
tell me your name, but just tell me like the worst.
Let me think. I'm sure. Oh, I know the worst, dude. So there was a girl that I don't know if she was the worst really, but there was a girl who I had taken a bunch of stuff from Holiday Inn, right? Yeah. And this is back when Holiday Inn wrote Holiday Inn on their on the shower curtains and stuff in their showers.
She took the shower curtain
And the soaps and everything. No, but I'd hooked up with her at her place, and then I took all that stuff and redid her bathroom in it, and put all Holiday Inn shit in there. But that had nothing to do with her. I think she was okay. There was.
And then I cheated on her. I guess that had nothing to do with her. I guess that was more me. Let me do another one.
Yeah, she was super sketch.
There's this one girl where I passed out her house and I pissed in her hamper. That wasn't her, but that was more me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm sure I remember one time hooking up with this young lady, and she's like, oh, you can bust right inside of me, you know? And immediately that made me not want to even be around her, because that just revolted me to my core that she would just, you know, just even like, I'm not going to ejaculate at all. That's my new thing is I don't bust, man. If I'm having sex, we have sex for a little while, we go our separate ways.
Wait,
You know
what do
I'm
you
saying?
do?
Huh?
What do you just...
I'll just ejaculate later by myself, or I'll ejaculate, you know, at a future time.
You weren't jerking off for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been through some good phases, man. I've struggled recently, but I'm doing my best, you know.
Why? How come?
I just don't like it, man. And the girl goes, yeah, you can bust inside of me. She goes, I was like, I don't want to do all of that, you know. And she's like, oh, don't worry. I can't get pregnant. I don't even have any ovaries. That's what she yelled out of a fucking
Jesus.
car window behind a fucking, what's the place where you buy printer ink and everything?
Kinko's?
No. A little bit bigger than that.
Oh, Office Depot.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah.
Out the window of an Office
here.
Depot.
Yeah.
I don't even got any ovaries.
Yeah, dude. I was like,
I lost them in a billiards match.
Yeah, I lost him in a skins game. I'm out of here.
Long story, I'll just say me and an octopus didn't get along.
So that still ruminates inside of me sometimes. Like, it makes me sad, man. It makes me sad that I ever hooked up with that girl.
I dated sketchy chicks, but I never fucked them. I was always weird about fucking chicks.
Oh yeah, dude. Same, man. For a while I wasn't even good at sex at all, man, and I've never been good at it.
I'm not good at it.
Oh,
I'm not good at it. That's why I'm
terrifying
married.
a lot of times.
Oh, I bust so fucking quick.
Oh wow.
I'm like, I don't think I can get AIDS. It's like the 5-second rule. When you drop something on the ground, you pick it up. You're like, that doesn't count. Yeah, I'm not. Like,
I couldn't even see you with AIDS, bro. I couldn't imagine you with AIDS.
Because I'm so fat.
Yeah, I mean,
You should see pictures of when I was skinnier.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be an ugly AIDS patient.
Oh, dude, I
I
couldn't
had a
imagine
fucking
you.
ugly head.
Really?
I had an ugly head. I've always had an ugly head. And when I gained weight, my head looked normal on my body.
Oh, I could see that.
Like I have a big head, like a size. Like put this on your head and feel how big my head is.
My head's pretty big. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's your head?
That's my head. Am I crazy?
Oh my god, bro! I feel like I'm in a little apartment.
I know.
I feel like, no joke, I'm in a studio apartment. Like, hold on, I'll go over here to the kitchen.
It's not bad. Yeah, I look.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't do my hair. It normally looks a lot better, but I'm starting to get gray streaks in my hair.
Oh yeah. I'm getting
Gray
that,
streaks in my
man.
beard.
I'm getting that. We got a question right here from a guy named Jean Gu.
Looks like an Islamic
Hey,
slams,
Theo,
they
what's
call
up?
them.
It's your bud John.
What's up, Johnny?
And Johnny,
Johnny.
totally gay best friend.
Praise
So,
God.
question for Bert. Given that Theo is in a 12-step program, and a big part of that program is acceptance and forgiveness, do you think that you would ever forgive Ari Shafir for unintentionally drugging you and giving you Molly? So, hope to hear back. Gang, gang.
It's a good question.
So now he said unintentionally.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's where we differ. I think he was pretty direct in his intent.
Do you think he wanted to do it like do you think there's something in him that's like, I got to get a rise somehow out of things, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's like, just his vibe of humor with the Kobe stuff, or not just Kobe, but all of that, going to the edge, I got to douse my friend. I got to do this fire.
I think the two are separate. I'll say number one, I think Ari's always succeeded on those outer barriers of comedy, meaning really pushing the edge, really finding the boundary, and then jumping over it.
Yeah.
Case in point, the Kobe thing, I'm not going to go through Ari's list of the things that.
But even the picture of him naked on the stage, like he's always at the, he's always on the he's on the dark side of the moon a lot of times.
Yeah, 100%. I do think there's a part of Ari that thought, if we do a podcast and I slip him a Molly, it's going to be the most epic podcast ever.
Yeah.
And everyone will talk about it for the rest of their lives. And I think that was a part of his thought process. But I do think that part of his intent was, this is going to be a blast. Bert's one of my best friends. Molly's not going to kill him. I'm going to give him Molly. We're going to get high. We're going to laugh. We're going to hang out all night. He didn't really calculate it. Like, he was like, I should have checked to see if his kids were in the other room. I should have checked to see
if he had to make dinner or something.
My wife was making dinner for both of us to have dinner with the girls, because my girls loved Ari.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he didn't check that I was flying that night. I was starting my tour that night. Wow. So there's a lot of things Ari didn't like check the boxes for. He just kind of did it, and it was it's super regrettable, because I still love Ari. We're still friends. We text all the time. We talk on the phone. But like, if my daughter sees me texting with Ari, she'll take my phone. She Georgia hates Ari. Leanne hates Ari, and that's what fucking sucks. And that I'll never release the podcast, because I just don't. I know for a fact Ari thinks it's epic, but I've talked too much about it. So if you watch it, you'd know too much about my feelings about what happened. As opposed, if I had never spoken about it and I just released it, it would have been. I mean, it would have. I think it would probably gone off without a hitch, but I talked about it so much that I feel like it's not fair to show Ari being somewhat insensitive to a friend who believes he was drugged and may die.
Right.
Because Ari's he's high and he doesn't care, and I'm freaked out and I'm having a panic attack, and you can definitely see all that. And I know Ari feels differently, but
will you one day put it behind a paywall, you think?
No. I mean, maybe one day, like,
release it as a movie?
Got to.
I mean,
he's got to.
I don't know. By the way, it's so crazy. Like, if you say you were like, oh, there's outtakes on Reservoir Dogs where they lose. Remember, there's outtakes on Lily Tomlin losing her mind on Dustin Hoffman or someone during a movie.
Mm-hmm. Tootsie, I think. Tootsie.
Yeah, something. And they were like, oh, I want to see that. And you, as a fan of podcasts, like, a perfect example, right? When you and Bill Burr did a podcast and everyone was like, bro, what the fuck happened there? Mm-hmm. I went right there, excited. I watched it. I didn't see what I think everyone else saw. Like, I just saw you and Bill hanging out. It didn't register for me the way it did for other people. Mm-hmm. But I ran right to it. I ran right to it. People were on Twitter, what the fuck happened with Bill and Theo? And I was like, Bill's one of my best friends. I've known Theo's one of my close friends. Like, I've known Bill for 20 years. I've known Theo for 15. Yeah. Like, I'm going here. For me, it didn't like razzle dazzle me. I can see what people were talking about. I can pick up on hints of it, but like, it wasn't what I wanted to see. So I know as a fan, the idea that you'd want to watch me and Ari, me get drugged. I'm just afraid, protective of Ari, that especially with all the Kobe shit that went down, that it wouldn't
help anyone. Really wouldn't help anyone.
Trust me, man. Had I released it and that Kobe shit gone viral, people would have grabbed that and it would have.
Here he is drugging a white guy.
I mean, dude, I'll tell you right now, when it happened, Dr. Drew said, just so you know, by you telling me this, I have to call the police. And I went, wow. Then I made it up. then I don't know what you're talking about. So if I put it out there, it would have been. I think it would have been a bad idea. Ari disagrees 100%. But
Wow. So Ari says put it out.
Ari wants it out so bad.
Wow.
Maybe I'll sell it to him one day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
If he makes it big, which on the rate he's at,
He's big, man.
He's just fucking
He's
sabotaging
popular.
himself left and fucking right.
He's the guy that killed Kobe Bryant, pretty much. You know, in a lot of poorly written articles. You know, here's the guy, and look at this. The guy who was flying the helicopters. Picture of Ari. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, dude? It's bad. Like, bro, things get mixed up out there. It's a mashup.
Yeah.
You know, it's a dark art.
He's
man.
so talented, man. And I think that when he does film the special called Jew, I think it's called Jew.
Because he's a Jewish supremacist.
He's a Jewish supremacist, yeah.
100%.
When he films this special, I think it's going to be huge. And I think people will see the artist as opposed to like the comic that we've all known.
Right.
The sensitive, sweet, fucking hilarious Ari Shaffir as opposed to bloody ass rag. By the way, that's still part of his personality. Doug Stanhope will piss on you, and he's one of the most genius comics in the world.
Yeah.
It's like you can be both people. I
you
get
can
naked.
be 2 things. You can be 3 things. You can be 4 things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. We didn't. I remember asking if he wanted to talk about it one day on the podcast, and just through texting, and then I never heard back from him about it. But yeah, it's interesting because if I
here's what you should do. If you talk to him, make him talk honestly.
Right.
Because here's what is frustrating to me is that it's not even frustrating. It's not even frustrating at all. But like the part of Ari that apologized and the part that I talked to on the phone at the end of the month when we hadn't spoken for a month, and he had texted me every single day going like, I want to talk to you. I can't have this happen. I can't lose you as a friend. Like that guy,
right?
That guy talking about it and talking about his experience through that way is so fucking fascinating. The part of him where he shuts off and deflects and goes, "What? It was a joke.
Right.
Fuck it." You know, that for me, I'm not super fascinated by. But man, I know the man very fucking well.
Yeah.
And the sensitive side, I would love to hear his perspective of it.
From more human space and not from a
human space,
character.
because it's funny still.
Yeah.
Me and him talking. The first time we talked, I was driving to a Planet Fitness in an Uber, and me and him talked.
I can see that.
And we were just back and forth, kind of having our first conversation in a month, but giggling and kind of like, yeah, that was a fuck. Like I'd say something like, and then instead of going like deflective, he was fucking. But you know what? That's me asking him to do comedy, and that's offensive for me to go, hey, this is how you should talk about it. My point is, I would love that side of Ari. I would love to hear on a podcast.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a sweet, nice dude. I think he just has this wild character that is,
bro. He is God.
That is this outlaw. He's like the Jesse James kind of like thing. He's like
you can't change that in him.
No,
it's always going to be there.
That's his whole thing, and that's a real thing.
It's not. Yeah, it's real. He shit on Bobby Lee's car.
Yeah.
He beat up Bobby Lee 4 times. There's a part of Ari that's a fucking legit wild card. Let me tell you something.
How do you beat up Bobby Lee 3 times and then go back and beat him up one more time, though?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it was an easy fight.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Just a lot of uppercuts.
Oh, dude. Or lower cuts. Any cuts, dude. You could easily. any cuts you could use on Bobby. Dude, definitely, man.
Yeah, Bobby fucking Lee. Man, Bobby Lee's so cool. He really is.
He's unbelievably one of a kind.
You and him are the 2 dudes in recovery that have never ever been browbeaty or like never been like you know, like when I say shit like, oh yeah, I'm not drinking right now, and you're like, nice, and you're like, yeah, I'm having a hard time sleeping or whatever, and I don't know what I said to you last time, but I said something about not drinking, and you're like, yeah, you just got like, I know what you're talking about, and then and then I was like, all right, I'm out, and just took off. But both you and Bobby Lee have always been cool about whatever fucking thoughts I have out loud, just listening and being like a friend, as
right
opposed.
on, man.
So as you know, some dudes are a little bit like, hey man.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. You got a problem, man, and I can help.
Yeah.
I can be your savior. And you're like, no, you fucking can't.
Yeah, dude.
You run an open mic out of Burbank, and I'm not trusting my life with you at all. I'd much rather be a failed alcoholic than fucking your sidekick at a fucking AA meeting.
Yeah, don't make me beat up Bobby Lee again.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
I went to one AA meeting.
Did you?
Yeah. This was probably 18 years. No.
Was it mixed or men's?
Mixed.
Okay.
Mixed. Is men's better?
Men's is definitely like a little bit more. It gets like a little bit more sentimental. I think the mixed ones, there's always that element of like impressing women or seeing what's going on a little bit.
Oh yeah, this was
You know, because they got a lot of bottle thoughts out there. A lot of chicks who give up the liquor just to get a man. You know.
Yeah. By the way, I can see myself totally getting sober because of a chick in AA.
Oh yeah.
And then falling off with her when she wanted to fall off.
Yeah.
I can totally see that happening. But I went to an AA meeting one time. It was over. I guess I shouldn't say anything like that. But it was.
No, you can say where it was on Moorpark.
No, it was on. No, this is when I lived in Hollywood. It was on the corner of Franklin and Highland. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I think it was Franklin and Highland. Yeah, Franklin and Highland. It's over by that Starbucks over there. Mm-hmm. So everyone went to the Starbucks and then walked across the street to the like school or library or what it was. It was in like an auditorium, like library type setting. You go in, they like give you the book, and you're sitting down first, and then they're going around, and then the guy I was with, this really cool dude, the
You
only
went
reason,
to support him?
No. Leanne had dumped me. Mm-hmm. We had been dating for like 4 months, and she dumped me because I got drunk at a party and I wouldn't let a fight go, like an argument with her friends. I just fought.
Yeah.
I died on the hill. I was like, this is my hill to die on. And I got drunk, and then I couldn't rebound emotionally from that fight. And then she broke up with me. And so I just said, I'm done drinking. I got drunk, and I lost a chick that I loved. And I don't want that. And if I want to find chicks I love that I want to keep, I got to be sober. Because that's not going to work for me.
Yeah, I feel you. I tried to learn French once to get a woman back. I made a boat out of clay for a woman once.
I made a mixtape for Leanne.
You did?
Dude, she dumped me. She
Boat's
dumped
harder.
me. I made a mixtape, and I drove down La Brea sobbing, crying.
Oh, yeah.
Sobbing, crying, and put it on her car like a mixtape with a letter. And then I went back and I tried. I cried so hard. This is how bad I was hurt when Leanne dumped me. I went into my shower because I didn't want anyone to hear me.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't sit on the ground. I didn't want to sit on the ground, so I bought one of those exercise balls in. Mm-hmm. But
into the shower.
But it couldn't fit through the door, so I had to deflate it, crying, bring it into the shower, crying, re-inflate it, crying, and sit on it, crying.
It was breathe deep when you're crying too.
Ooh. And so I'm sitting on. I lived up on. It's a street called Glencoe.
God, it's right beautiful, man.
Right above.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
I was sitting on there eating an Asian pear. I hadn't drank in a couple days. I was not out of any other thing that I've been crying this whole time.
Is this in the Bible? I feel like this is in the Bible, dude.
Yeah. And so this dude comes out, lived up there, and he goes,
"Hey, fag." What did he do? What did he say?
He goes, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I'm going through some shit." And I said something about, because he was a.
How did he get in the shower? He came in.
No. I was on the street.
Oh, okay.
I was on the street in the Asian pear.
Okay. Like, sorry, I merged this up there somewhere. I didn't know we left the apartment.
So he used to be a sober coach, so they'd hire him.
Oh yeah, that's a big job.
They'd hire him to go with huge actors to their movie to keep them sober, so that they could get insured.
Get through it. Denzel Washington is a man everybody talks about a lot of times. He gets real sober for films. You know?
Yeah?
Yeah. You always hear that anyway. It's rumor.
So this guy then, that's what he did for a living. He made great money.
And he was a nice man, tall guy?
Fucking coolest dude.
Short guy?
Good guy. No, yoked, good-looking dude. Wow. Harley, Connie Corso dog. Like, just he was the man.
Right.
And so he just sit and he knew all the talk, man. He knew, but he was he had been sober for a while, and he'd been doing this so long.
And he tried to get you in, and he took you to a meeting.
All he said was, he goes, I said, I'm thinking I'm gonna quit drinking for a while. And he was like, how long? I said, I don't know. And he was like, hey, sometimes it's easier to just go, let's just take today.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about when you're gonna start. Just take today. And I was like, maybe I should. And he goes, and if you need help today, like, why don't you come to a meeting with me? And I was like, man, my fear was I was going to start drinking because I was so depressed about with Leanne dumping me. And so I said, I'll try anything. I was like, I'll go to a meeting.
I'll go to a meeting, yeah.
We went down, we got coffee. I'd never had coffee at night. I'd never done that. We got coffee, we went to the meeting, and he was like, just listen, man. You don't have to do anything, just listen. So they're going around, everyone's talking, and like 4 guys from me, and he hits me and he goes, hey, listen. I know you're a comic. If you want to talk about what you're going through, everyone's going to listen. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, just spill everything. You don't have to be funny. Just spill everything. I was like, all right, good call. So I'm sitting, and then it gets to me, and I go to stand up, and this guy next to me that he was like kind of was like behind me. He stands up. He goes, actually, I'm having a really rough day. And I was like, okay. And so I sit back down, and he goes, hi, my name's ... I'm an alcoholic. And everyone's like, hi, ... And he goes, oh, it's been a bad day. I woke up this morning, I sucked my landlord's dick, and then I lit his car on fire. And I as a comic, Theo, I went, how do I follow that? Like,
The old exacta.
And so I just I'm fucking out. I'm sitting down, and then I was like, never went back to another meeting. I was like, I can't beat that guy.
It's hard.
And then I stayed sober for 8 months, and Leanne and I one night we're in Venice, Italy.
Why is he sober for 8 months, dude? That's huge.
I stayed over. Well, I don't have a problem staying sober.
Right.
My problem, if there is a problem, my problem is turning it on and off. Like I don't really do it the way like regular people do it. Where like I don't drink during the days, I only drink at nights. But in a weird way, it's like I get the itch. So like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock sun starts setting, I go, I wouldn't mind a glass of wine. Yeah. But once I stop drinking, like we do Sober October, I have no problem not drinking. Right. And by the way, I have a hard time starting drinking again. But once I start November 1st, I'm back in. I'm back in the game. Like it's not every night, but it's pretty much like any night I'm on the road.
Oh, the road must be tough, man.
Being sober on the road was really tough because you get done a show and you're just sitting there like, so now what?
Yeah.
Like, what do we eat? Like, what are we going to do? Do you want to smoke cigars? And so now you're smoking 3 cigars a day.
Ugh.
And I was working, I was being so healthy, but I don't know, when I can drink on the road, I just do it. So
yeah, I would. I feel like if I'm out there, especially like I'm out there on a tour bus and stuff like that, I would probably just be getting hammered out there. I feel like it would be real risky. What was this question we had right here from a young fella or woman? And this is a man.
It's kind of what you just talked about.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
this message is for Bert. Me and Theo come from the same cloth. Looks like I'm coming from God. But how do you drink so much and stop for Sober October? How do you do that? I can't even imagine just stopping drinking like that without any program or anything like that. How do you do it, Bert? Gang, boy.
Brother. How do you do that?
I don't know. You just make a decision.
You just shut it down. Do you now ramping up until October? Are you like, okay, September, I'm gonna drink as much. We're gonna have this last night is gonna be a big party. Do you have a party the night before?
No.
Yeah.
No, actually, usually I'll quit drinking a couple days before.
Just kind of prep.
No, just because like I don't want to ramp up and be hungover October 1st where I'm like, oh, I'd rather have that shit day here so that if I need a glass of wine to go to bed, like if I'm like, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. So like I'll kind of taper it off and then I just stop. I've done it both ways. I did it this last year. I got fucking wasted September 30th or whatever, and then turned it off. The year before, I kind of tapered off a little bit. The year before that, I think I didn't drink because the rule is you got to stop drinking at midnight.
Right.
So you can't build up to midnight and then go, I'm done. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So like I always tapered off a tad bit, but I don't know, man. I have a weird thing in my head. It's very punitive. I'm very punitive. And I'm a little obsessive compulsive. So like I'm not drinking right now. I'm not going to drink for the next probably. I mean, I may.
I never had anybody drinking here.
But
Actually, TJ
no. I meant
TJ Miller had a drink.
I meant this. I'm not drinking right now. This time in my life.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And so
we got a lot of work to do too right now.
Yeah, and I have plenty of fucking free time. I'm like, dude, the last thing I'm gonna do is fuck a bunch of free time up with booze. Yeah. It's like when you go on vacation. My biggest mistake when I was younger is I'd go on vacation and get fucking wasted the whole time. Come home and be like more tired from the vacation than I was in real life. Yeah. I went on vacation one time to Hawaii and my wife's like, no booze. I did it and I had a fucking blast. Yeah. Up early, jogging, swimming, snorkeling. Oh, it's like the greatest vacation. So
I love snorkeling.
So dude, Leanne loves
I'm good
snorkeling
out
too.
there.
Oh.
Dude, when I'm out there, I feel like I'm supposed to be out there.
Me too. You know what we did in Fiji? We kind of floated the reef where they drop you off and you just kind of cruise with the reef. Oh.
Is Fiji pretty cool?
Fiji was fucking awesome. Yeah. It was really great.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm not saying Fiji. Bali. Fiji's great too.
Oh, wow.
I went to Fiji as well. Fiji's amazing, but Bali's fucking legit. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I've talked to Dr. Drew about it, why I get to this place where I shut it down and then I don't. And then I'll tell you right now, man, if I don't drink for this whole time we're off or whatever time we're off, I'll have a really hard time starting again.
Do you feel like you have to drink because of your show and because of your act?
I think people would be really. I think people would probably look at me different. I think people look at my show as like a reason to tap out and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I think
let's go celebrate.
I'm also the guy that, like, when I go to a party, like with parents, I'm the guy that gives everyone a license to get a little loaded.
Yeah.
And you can never tell when I'm wasted. I mean, I can, but normally people can't. So I feel like they go on.
Your lips get wetter. I noticed that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's okay though.
But yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew. And I've talked to Dr. Drew about it. I'm like, am I an alcoholic? He goes, I don't think so. He goes, but I think you're gonna have health problems if you continue the way you do it.
Yeah.
So that's why I like turning it off.
Yeah, he's so smart too, Dr. Drew, isn't he?
He's the best. This whole coronavirus thing, I've been texting him about like mental health shit. Cause,
yeah.
I've talked about it, but no one really knows too much about it. But like, I definitely have anxiety, like that I sometimes I can't deal with. I think that probably leads to me drinking, but there are times where I just like can't deal with it. And when this coronavirus kicked off, I was like
anxious,
dude, I was like, I wasn't leaving the bus. Like I was like, yeah, I'm safe here. Like, why would I get out of the bus? It's out there. And
it's where it's just at your place right now. Where is it?
It's at my house right now. Yeah, but like I wasn't like we were driving across country. We drove from New Orleans to L.A. and I just was like, I just wasn't getting out of the bus. And,
wow.
And they were like, what? And it was like they didn't know what was going on because everyone's with me, but my head was just chewing the same thoughts over and over again. So I called Dr. Drew and he's like, all right, let's talk. I go, I'm actually good today, but so.
Yeah, he's such a nice outlet. He's such a really, just his tone and everything is a good way to communicate. We had a question that came up right here from a young woman. This is a man, actually. Young fella.
Bert, got a question for you. If there's no Tito's available, what's your other go-to drink? And Theo, back in your drinking days, what was your go-to drink? Gang.
Gang, bro. Well, I like to do a Miller High Life. Was a beer that I really enjoyed.
Really?
And it's in Europe too. And it's a beer that I thoroughly enjoyed was a Miller High Life. And I used to live with a man who would eat Tostitos at night and drink Miller Lite. So sometimes I'd sit in the living room watch him. He didn't know I was sitting there in the dark watching him. And he'd be on the computer looking at pornography and shit, eating fucking Tostitos and drinking Miller Lite. I used to watch him, but yeah, when I was drinking, what else did we have? A little bit of Mad Dog. 2020 was kind of popular. Ripple. A lot of the brothers would fucking let you hit that Ripple jug, you know?
Yeah.
And, but yeah, once we got into college, beer, you know, and then once I got out of there, I went through a gin and tonic phase over there in Charleston, South Carolina.
Gin and tonics are beautiful.
Oh my God.
I can't
What's in them?
I can't talk too much
good.
about booze. Like, I'll literally get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go, like, you can sell me on a drink.
Yeah.
Where I go, I might need one of those. I talked to someone today and he was like, I'm having a white wine. I'm on the Keys. This coronavirus is freaking me out. I just woke up. I poured a white wine. And then it's like 4 a.m. to me.
Yeah.
I'm doing a radio tour and I was like, God, I want a fucking glass of white wine.
White wine.
Yeah, I don't have a problem getting back on. Look, you like me walking my way into back drinking tonight? Look, I don't have a problem, man. I might drink tonight. This doesn't be totally fine.
Yeah.
But man, gin and tonics.
Oh.
They were great. Gin and tonics on Monday Night Football.
Oh, really?
My sister got a job at Fox. We just had Georgia, and we used to go over to her house in on Pico. Mm-hmm. My 2 sisters lived together, and my sister and I would make gin and tonics. And we'd make dinner. We'd watch my daughter. My wife would go to tennis practice. My other sister would come home, and we'd all grill out, have gin and tonics. Gin and tonics remind me of Monday Night Football.
That's awesome, man. They're such a we drank them out at this place. I don't remember what it was called, and just stand out there and look at the grass and have a couple gin and tonics, bro. They had a lot of marsh grass and palmettos and stuff like that. So this is in South Carolina, and we drink 9 of them, 11 of them, man. Fucking drink those bitches till your eyes wouldn't close. You know,
it's funny. I don't enjoy the taste.
I have to lay a rag over my eyes to sleep. I couldn't get my eyes closed if I had too much gin.
I couldn't. I don't really love the taste of Tito's and sodas. I love the taste of a gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Like, I love the taste of a Bloody Mary, a strong Bloody Mary, spicy. I love that taste. I love the taste of a White Russian.
Oh, yeah.
I love the taste. I just got back into IPAs. I wasn't an IPA guy. Dude, I had a period where I couldn't drink IPAs because I was drinking one in the morning. They used to give these gravity jugs. Yeah. I was taking a shower. I had to jump off the stratosphere that next day.
Wow.
And I was in the shower in Utah, and they called it a gravity jug, and it was like a really strong IPA, and I was getting ready to go on a plane. I'm drinking in the shower because I don't want to fucking fly. I have so much anxiety. And I'm running late for the flight, and I drank too much, and I threw up a strong IPA in the shower. Just thinking about it.
It's too much, huh?
Oof. I couldn't drink IPAs for a long time. And then once
those tannins and stuff from that oak or whatever gets into your gills.
Do you know what I miss? Because I can't drink it because I'm on blood pressure medicine, is grapefruit and vodka.
Oh, wow. I never had that.
Grapefruit and gin is fucking awesome.
Jeez, you've named every drink on
Grapefruit.
Yeah,
Dude,
they're good, bro.
Dude, Jack on the Rocks. Double Jack on the Rocks. Lots of ice. That's my takeoff drink on planes.
Oh, really?
Sit down on a plane. What do you want, sir? I'll take a double Jack on the Rocks. Lots of ice, please. These are how I take these are on my orders. This is when you know you drink too much. These are my orders, okay? Double Tito's soda, big glass, no lime. Can I get a double Jack on the Rocks, lots of ice? Can I get a beer but pour it in the glass? Just pour the whole thing in the glass. Do not just give me the can. Okay, no, actually, I think give me the can. Give me the can. Don't pour it in the glass. God, man, I am really specific about how I take drinks.
But look, I think men as they get older, they get specific about how they take everything. You know, it's not like, don't give me this like just like I'm 19 again.
It was when you were a kid and you'd have to call your dad and be like, how do I like my steak? And
Yeah.
he'd be like, medium rare.
How do I get this tie to work? Yeah, how do I do this? Now it's like you know exactly how you want things. It's just like, okay, this is how I do it or I don't do it at all.
Do you remember, it was like the first time you ever bought a car and you picked it out.
Paid cash, boy.
What was your
1984 Ford Escort, dude, with no passenger seat. Somebody stole it, but it had it when I got it. But I think the guy stole it back. The guy I bought it from.
Really?
Yeah, I never really went into it, but I do think that.
But like the first car you bought, like that you went into a dealership, and you said like, I'm looking at this, and the guy showed you things, and you were like, he's like, what color would you like? And you had to make all these decisions on your own. My first car was a Expedition, an Eddie Bauer,
they were nice.
black on tan
Praise
Expedition.
God, I remember those.
And I remember looking at it and going, this is the car.
This is it.
I want the tan interior.
I can sleep in the back.
Yeah. Oh, I slept in that back a lot. I fucked Leanne in the driver's seat one time.
Did you really?
Yeah, she slammed my thumb in the car door, and I didn't care. I just kept banging away. Middle of the night, that thumb started hurting more than I've ever felt anything hurt. And she took a needle, lit it over a match, and pushed it in, popped it, and blood squirted out of my fucking thumb. That was the most pain that's probably the most pain I've ever been in my life. That fucking thumb.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The fingers are really, it's amazing kind of sometimes what's in there. You know, you wonder what's in your hands all the time. But
Have you seen that show, My Feet Are Killing Me?
I don't watch that kind of stuff. We got a question right here from somebody.
Oh, John Reap.
Yeah, what up, Theo? It's Nick from Melbourne, Australia.
Cheers, man.
My question's for Bert. Did the LA Marathon, did the triathlon. What's next? Surely we can squeeze a big bike ride or something out of you. Gang.
Gang, brother. Yeah, Bert, it's crazy because for one end of the spectrum you hit the other end of the spectrum too, man. Some real pinnacles athletically.
Yeah, I already rode a bike. I rode a bike from Philadelphia to Atlantic City. That was fucking.
It's not that far, is it?
Oh, it was really fucking
Really?
far. It took me 5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done because I had partied the night before, but I was at my biggest I'd ever been weight-wise. So I rode it, and it was just,
There's a lot of gun play over there in Philly, too.
Hour 25 and about, how many miles is it?
68.4.
68.4. It was fucking...
Some sharp
5 hours and
elevation.
22 minutes. I did it much longer, by the way. I think I did it like 5 hours. I almost probably did it in 6 hours.
Wow, congratulations, man. That's amazing.
We're talking about swimming in the Catalina Channel, me and my buddy. You know Dave Williamson, comedian?
Oh, yeah, I do know Dave Williamson, man.
Dave from Miami, he tours with me, and Dave wants to swim the Catalina Channel.
Wow.
And I was like, if you're going to train for it, I might as well train for it and see if I can do it. I'd rather swim with a guy, so if the shark goes after him.
Oh, yeah. And if some people, you always want to have that shark buddy. Like, let's get in, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, bro?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, get a couple tattoos of meat on your legs, and then let's get in. You know?
Get a packet of blood, just squirt it on him. Hey, he's right there. He's right there. I know who you're looking for.
This is your third or fourth special?
My fourth.
Wow.
Yeah, my fourth. And then...
what gets easier about them as you go along? Really?
Yeah, it's actually gotten harder, I think, because... It's like Comfortably Dumb. I just told all the jokes I had.
Right.
That was it. I was like told every joke I had.
My first special.
Yeah. The Machine. I had a good length of time between that. Like probably I want to say like 8 years or something. I don't know when I did the machine, but like maybe 7 years, 5 years, by some time. And I had this machine story worked out, and I knew that was the end. I knew that was going to end it. And I had these great stories. I had these stories that were really working, like fighting a bear, jumping out of a plane with Rachel Ray, the machine. So all I needed to do was tether them together. And then, by the way, there's no pressure. It was Showtime. Everyone was like, no one's going to watch it. And no one did, but that machine story went viral. So then there was like a little bit of an expectation when I did my next one, but not much, because Netflix was like, yeah, we'll do a special with you. They didn't say like, we want to do a special. They were like, we'll do a special with you. So we did the Secret Time, and the Secret Time was the first ever successful thing I ever did in my life.
Wow.
Where I was like, actually, no lie, that was the first successful thing I ever did in my entire fucking career. And by the way, I'd been in the business 20 years.
Wow.
And that was the first thing I did that anyone ever
And what
watched.
determined for you that it was successful?
I was able to sell a tour. I was able to sell.
Oh, I see.
I did Secret Time, and then, like, I mean, when the machine went viral, that sold out comedy clubs for like 2 years.
Wow.
2 years straight, 3 years, I could sell at all comedy clubs. And then when I did Secret Time, everyone, your team says, all right, we're going to make the leap to theaters. And you're like, I don't really give a fuck. The money at comedy clubs is just fine. And you got to take a hit unless you do really successful. And when Secret Time came out, I just didn't have the radar to I didn't know that people had watched it. I didn't know that anyone liked it. I didn't know that it was any good. I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I just did it. These were the thoughts I had. I had hung out with D'Elia. D'Elia said no one watched after 30 minutes of special. So for Secret Time, based on that simple conversation I had with D'Elia, I took all the best material that I had that had been spread throughout with a closer. I moved the closer to 22 minutes, and I took anything that popped and I moved it up front. Like I front loaded the fuck out of that special.
Wow.
And because I did, people got to the closer and were like, well, fuck it, I'll watch the rest of it. And so that was like probably the easiest I had, because I had no shame about it. I didn't mind promoting the fuck out of it, because I was like, I've been failing my whole life. This is going to fail, but I'm not going to let it fail. I'm going to just swing. Every attempt I get, I'm going to swing for the fences and try to get it to succeed. Yeah. And then it did, and then this one was like when you say, this one was really stressful, because I was like, I'm trying some different stuff. I'm doing the stuff that I do well, like talk about my daughters, talk about my wife, talk about my family, talking about being a bad dad, about drinking. We got an adventure story. Like I do all the things, but then I was like, I would watch comics that I loved do the exact same thing that they had done in the previous special, meaning like it was almost like
keep riding the same pony,
exact same horse, and
they never change.
It never changed, and it bummed me out, because I was like, in my head silently I go, I thought you were better than that. Like I thought you were better than me, and I know I wouldn't do that. And Burr was like fucking, Burr and Rogan are two dudes that have said throwaway things to me that I've hung my fucking hat on.
Wow.
And Burr said one time, something to the effect of, if you're not challenging yourself, then you're not getting better. And if you're not getting better, then why would anyone want to watch you? So I legit challenged myself. I said, I talked to Stanhope, and Stanhope, he was drinking one morning, and I was like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm writing knock-knock jokes. And I went, what? He's like, yeah, I'm writing goofs, man. Like, just goofs. I'm fucking around. I'm not writing material. I'm just working with my brain. Just
working his brain, getting the brain to really do something.
And he's like, we're as funny as those guys, right? We got to be as funny as those guys. I was like, yeah. He's like, there's no way they're funnier than we were. We're funny, so why can't we write knock-knock jokes? I went, yeah, why not? And then I started getting obsessed with Norm Macdonald. He's a guy that could write a knock-knock joke. Like, he's a guy who could take a standard structured joke and then make it. Now, me, I'll speak only for me, but I think all of us, me, you, Segura, like our group of guys, D'Elia, Santino, all of us, we do what we do in our own way, but it's not traditional stand-up.
Right.
So, and I'm not gonna go into that, I'm gonna do traditional stand-up. I was like, I would like to challenge myself to write a guy walks into a bar joke.
Yeah.
And so I did it, and I think it's good, and I think it's probably the best joke I've ever written. But I don't think you'd know it's a guy walks into a bar joke unless I told you, and then you go, oh shit. And so I did that. I tried to do this thing about this gun bit, which I think is one of the better bits I've ever written.
I've seen that. I believe that I seen you do that bit at the Comedy Store, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was so good.
Yeah, and so I just try to challenge myself, and if I succeeded, then great. But if I didn't, you still got the stuff you loved what I did. And I think it's exactly what you said about your special. That's how I feel right now. I'm super proud of this fucking thing. but like you don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like some guy that's like.
And who would I be if I? Yeah, I think there's definitely a thing of learning to be proud of things, and then there's also a thing of constantly, okay, how am I going to challenge myself again? Where am I going to move the bar? Am I going to stay in this safe zone?
Take a look at where you've challenged yourself. Like I heard a joke that you threw away the other day, and I thought, old Theo. So someone was telling me this joke. They go, it was a throwaway. I brought it up to Theo, and he was like, oh yeah, whatever. And I thought old Theo would have hung his hat on that joke, and that would have been his act, and that would have been, he would have said every night on stage. Where you are today, because you've challenged yourself and taken fucking big strides, now you're fucking where you're at in stand-up's next fucking level. But you got it. We always challenged ourselves when we were younger.
Yeah.
We always, think about it, if you stayed where you were at an open micer and you were like, I'm getting laughs, that's what I'll do. We know those guys.
Yeah.
Then they stayed here the whole time. But instead, some guys, you get those laughs in open mics. You're like, I'm actually better than those cheap laughs. I got this.
Yeah, the cheap laughs scare me now because sometimes I want to tell a joke. I don't know something new to do.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on stage that much, but I want to do something new, and I'll be like, man, there's a couple of cheap jokes that I really like that, 5 8 years ago, I'd have been like, oh, definitely. But now I'm like, I just can't do that. It's not going to make me feel good.
Dude, when we worked together in San Francisco, and you sat down and you told like a solid 8-minute story about that Mexican man that went to school with you.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the floor. You would have never had the balls to do that in what it was like 800 people. You would never have the balls to do that when you first started, but you challenged yourself. And I think we have to keep doing that as comics when we do specials. We can't just go, well, Secret Time worked. Let me just do a carbon copy of that, change out the punchlines, but same structure. That structure works.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do that again? Well, I think it's, and I might be thinking way too much about it. I know that there's probably guys like Rogan will probably be like, dude, just be funny. Yeah. Burr would, and even after all Burr's advice, he'd be like, bro, just be funny. Remember, that's like the rule.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to fucking sit here like a workout class.
Yeah, we don't have to save the world. We don't have to. Yeah, in
just
the end,
make
we
me
just
laugh.
have to be funny. Yeah. But also at a certain point, you have to make yourself laugh too. You have to, or you're just not going to care about it. You're just not going to be, unless you're a joke writer. If you're a storyteller, then I think it's different. I
think we're storytellers, and I think we take people places. And
Yeah,
if you want to be
different.
a good storyteller, you gotta figure out new ways to. I mean, the way you're telling stories now, man, no one's doing it like you. And
thanks, man.
It's the truth, and everyone talks about it. Fucking everyone talks about it. And but you didn't just show up with that. You had to work there.
Right.
And so why would you ignore that? Why would you go, okay, I'm here, I'm done. I'll just do this for the rest. I'll do this exact same thing for the rest of my life.
But do you ever think like, oh, am I going to be stuck? Do you ever think, though, that I'm going to be stuck here?
Yeah.
Like I'm just going to be able to do this? Or do you think like, oh, okay, I will continue to evolve? Do you ever just wonder for yourself, like, will I continue to evolve? I think everybody kind of wonders that, like, is the gas tank going to run out,
I feel like that.
Yeah.
Because I get in my own way. It's like, because I did Travel Channel for so long. And then when I got out of Travel Channel, I was like, I found success in podcasting and stand-up, and that was it. And I went, fuck it, I'm done. And I literally turned a middle finger to everyone in Hollywood, and they'd be like, hey, we want you to do this. I would pass. I want you to do this, pass. And then everyone came at me with a project, and I passed on everything. And then one day I went, I remember someone got like a movie. I mean, Tom did a movie maybe or something. I only say Tom because I talk to him so much, but like Tom did a movie with Marky Mark. And I was like, why would you do that? And he was like, well, you gotta try new stuff. And I was like, what do you mean try new stuff? Like, it's who the fuck wants to be in a movie with Mark Wahlberg? And he was like, it's a life experience. Like,
Right.
don't you want to try shit? And then I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should also, maybe I have time to also do other stuff. And then I was like, okay, like let's do a series. And so we did a series with Netflix. And then I was like, oh, maybe we can do a sitcom. I wouldn't mind doing a sitcom. And then I started going like, hey, I'm cool with doing a movie also. Like I can be in this lane and then do other stuff around. I got in this mindset where you look at Rogan, who's our he's our messiah, man. And I don't mean that like in a Jesus way, but like he's our guy. Like
right, he's a template.
He's a template, and he's put us all over and gave us all amazing opportunities, and every single one of us acknowledge it. But in acknowledging it, you also see that path that he carved through stone for himself, and you realize, man, if I stay in that path, I got a great life. Like I can just do podcasts, just do stand-up, do spots at the store, the Improv, the Ice House, and fucking there is room to grow.
Yeah.
But you also got to go, hey, man, I'm also not Joe. I'm not the best listener. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the best interviewer. I don't know what I have no discipline.
Not as smart.
I'm not as smart. So maybe I should also try the things that I'm also really good at.
And I'm saying that for myself. Yeah. I'm
Myself
thinking
too.
of myself. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a window licking ninny. Like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely
I'm not saying that you're not as smart, but yeah, we're not as smart.
I'm not Joe
Yes,
Rogan. I'll tell you
right.
that, man. I found that out many times the hard way.
Yeah. I'm
Challenging
slow
him.
Rogan, I think.
I'm Mo Rogan, one of the three Rogans. There's Larry, something, and Mo.
Slow and Mo. That's funny. Dude, well, I can't wait to see it, man. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm looking forward to
I
it.
appreciate it, man.
The last special I watched was Jim Gaffigan's, and I really, really loved it. The one he did on Amazon I thought was really good. I don't know if you've seen that or
I
not.
love Gaffigan's one of the greats.
God, he's so funny.
He's one of the greats, man.
Yeah.
But
He really is.
You want to talk about growth? He was not who he is today when he started. Some of my favorite jokes of his were dirty jokes. Like, you ever go back to high school and all the kids want to call you the nickname they called you in high school, but you grew out of it and you're like, hey guys, not anymore. And they're like, well, if it is an old sheep fucker. He goes, one of my favorite Jim Gaffigan jokes, he goes, hey, ladies, you ever go to the park on a Sunday and see that guy walking around with his shirt off with a snake around his neck and go, man, I want to have sex with that guy? And they're like, no. And he goes, oh, hey, fellas, anyone want to buy a snake? Jim Gaffigan is the funniest fucking guy alive.
He's so funny, man.
He's so fucking funny.
And he's been touring for what, 15 years?
Oh, he's been touring.
He just quit to do movies. I watched his most recent movie.
He's been doing movies.
Good.
No, he's been doing movies the whole time. Did you
Has
see the
he?
one where he killed the baby?
No, I didn't see that one. I saw the one where he's the Uber driver, though. And
That's where he killed the baby.
Oh, I didn't notice the baby part. Is that a big part of
That's
it?
the big part of the movie.
Oh, sorry.
The baby dying. That's how he gets where he
Damn,
is.
dude. Yeah, it's good, man.
No,
I watched the whole thing.
No, but I saw the one
I gotta
where
watch that.
he's an Uber baby and he put some trash away quickly and cried.
Oh, it was good.
It was great, man.
He was in Super Troopers.
Was he?
Yeah, they talk about it. They said he flew in a private jet, came in, shot a scene, walked off. It was super cool. Walked off, got in a private jet, went back, and they were like, "Thank you." Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, hey, I got to be honest with you, man. To end this podcast, as a fan of yours since day one, you know I've been a day one fan.
Yeah.
I fucking love watching you blow up, man. It's
thanks,
so fucking
man.
fun. It's so fucking fun. You make me giggle so hard. I was telling you, you and that Tommy Lauren fucking interview.
Oh, yeah.
I watched you
She
and
was
TJ. I love your podcast. You're killing it, bro. You're killing it.
Well, thanks for just being so supportive, man. And thanks for just, being supportive over the years and being like, just kind of a leader in this whole industry. I mean, you do the same thing. You know, you work really hard. And, I mean, you're one of the guys, too, that I think a lot of people think about, like, oh, this guy works so hard, you know?
No, well, I think we're all put. I think this will be the next few weeks will be the test of, like, let's see who can work the hardest, because
I know.
we got to produce something. We're all doubling down on podcasts. Maybe write a script or fucking shoot some shit. Who knows?
It would be great if all of us did a project together. It seems like if we wrote something and just funded something ourselves, I think people would dig it.
I would love like a big
movie?
like almost like DC Cab.
Yeah.
Do you remember DC Cab?
I don't remember it at all.
It was great. Charlie Barnett was in it. Mr. T was in it. Bill Maher was in it. Oh, it was so fucking great. It was about a cab company.
See, something like that would be great. I thought of like a wrestling league, like it's sputtering out, and
Yeah.
it's like the last legs of it.
The last few wrestlers are
Yeah,
us.
the last few wrestlers are us, and it's just the dying last couple of fights.
We get a wig for Rogan, and he's got long, stringy, balding
Yeah.
hair. Oh, that would be great. I like that. Joey Diaz is a manager.
Yeah, it's tremendous. You cocksucker. Just some shit wrestling league. We're all just beating Bobby Lee.
Oh, that's not a bad script.
Oh, be so good.
Hey, if anyone heard that, let's make that movie.
Yeah, somebody who wants to fund. Yeah, somebody want to come in with a $2 million budget. Man, we can get that thing made.
Yeah. Well, maybe not made totally because we can't be around each other in groups of 10. But
what if we did a movie where people all have to be 6 feet away from each other during the shooting of it?
Ooh. We'll call it Ski School, and we'll all be in skis 6 feet away from us.
Okay, dude. I think I think we're out of ideas, dude. Bert Kreischer, I love you too, man. Congrats on the new special.
Thank you, Theo.
And congrats on all your effort and work, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones, but it's gonna take a little time for me to set that parking brake and let myself unwind. Shine.